online piracy beats streaming platforms and makes a great comeback as visits to piracy sites surged to 216 billion in 2024, a dramatic increase from the 130 billion low recorded in 2020. This resurgence comes despite the widespread availability of legal streaming services that were once thought to be the solution to digital piracy. According to data from Muso, a London-based piracy monitoring firm, unlicensed streaming now accounts for 96% of all TV and film piracy. The trend is particularly pronounced among younger demographics, primarily driven by those aged 15 to 24. Furthermore, more than 80% of global online piracy can be attributed to illegal streaming services. Despite streaming platforms offering thousands of titles, the fragmentation of content across multiple services has seemingly pushed viewers back toward illicit alternatives, creating a multi-billion-dollar problem for the industry. For many internet users in the early 2000s, the Pirate Bay represented digital freedom's frontier. Founded in Sweden in 2003, this notorious website quickly became the go-to destination for obtaining virtually any digital content. Need a new album for your iPod or a classic film? The Pirate Bay delivered with just a few clicks. Initially, the Pirate Bay operated openly, promoting anonymous file sharing and taking digital piracy to unprecedented levels. Nevertheless, authorities fought back. A Swedish raid in 2006 attempted to shut down the site, but remarkably, it returned within days. The watershed moment came in 2009, when founders of Pirate Bay faced legal consequences, receiving prison sentences and $3.6 million in fines for copyright infringement. Subsequently, the Pirate Bay adapted by shifting to cloud hosting with virtual setups across multiple countries. Interestingly, the same country that birthed the Pirate Bay also produced its antidote. As smartphones became ubiquitous, Sweden-based Spotify emerged as a legitimate alternative for music consumption. When Netflix launched its online streaming service in January 2007, offering a vast library, open discussions about torrenting noticeably declined. This shift toward convenient, affordable alternatives drove piracy to its lowest point in 2020, with 130 billion website visits. Fast forward to today, and the landscape has shifted dramatically. Netflix now costs upwards of $8 to $25 per month in US, while the average European household spends approximately €700 annually on 3 or more video-on-demand subscriptions. Essentially, people pay more, but get less. As a result, piracy visits surged to 216 billion by 2024. The data reveals the true magnitude of digital piracy's resurgence, with hard figures backing up what industry insiders have long suspected. Piracy hasn't just returned, it's thriving at unprecedented levels across multiple metrics and demographics. Digital piracy experienced a dramatic 66% increase in just 4 years, jumping from 130 billion visits in 2020 to 216 billion in 2024. Notably, this increase occurred despite the proliferation of legitimate streaming options, suggesting a fundamental shift in consumer behavior toward illicit content access. The nature of piracy has evolved considerably since the Napster and BitTorrent days. Currently, an overwhelming 96% of TV and film piracy consists of unlicensed streaming rather than traditional downloads. This represents a significant transformation in how people access unauthorized content, moving from ownership-based piracy to access-based consumption models that mirror legitimate streaming services. Interestingly, more than 80% of global online piracy now occurs through illegal streaming services. Geographically, piracy follows both economic and accessibility patterns. The United States consistently ranks first in total piracy site visits, followed by India and Russia. This distribution reflects both high demand for entertainment content and varying levels of service availability across regions. Although wealthy nations have greater access to legitimate services, they simultaneously demonstrate robust piracy activity, highlighting that affordability is just one factor driving the piracy resurgence. The streaming industry has inadvertently created perfect conditions for piracy's resurgence through a series of business decisions that prioritized short-term profits over user experience. The golden age of streaming, when nearly everything was available on one or two platforms, has ended. Viewers now face a fractured landscape, requiring multiple subscriptions to access desired content. Moreover, the typical household subscribes to 4 different streaming services simultaneously, creating a cumulative cost that rivals or exceeds traditional cable packages. Streaming services have significantly increased prices, while simultaneously introducing ad-supported tiers. Netflix has raised subscription costs 12 times since 2014, while Disney Plus increased prices by 27% in a single year. Ultimately, consumers now pay more for services that offer less value than before, watching advertisements despite paying subscription fees. The industry's aggressive stance against password sharing has alienated legitimate users. Indeed, when Netflix implemented sharing restrictions in 2023, the platform lost subscribers in key markets for the first time in its history. These measures, designed to boost revenue, instead pushed many users toward free alternatives with fewer restrictions. Geographic restrictions continue to frustrate global audiences. Shows available in one country often remain inaccessible in others due to complex licensing agreements. Additionally, content frequently disappears without warning as licensing deals expire, creating a situation where even paying customers cannot reliably access what they want to watch. Beyond this, modern piracy succeeds by offering a seamless user experience. Stolen content is now professionally packaged and promoted as IPTV services, complete with convenient billing via credit card or PayPal. This sophisticated approach often masquerades so effectively that consumers may barely realize they're using illegal services. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Hit the subscribe button and like this video for more such content.